Welcome. Today we're diving into two essential parts of SQL, DQL and TCL. Whether you're new to databases or brushing up your skills, understanding these languages is crucial for managing and retrieving data effectively. We'll start by exploring what DQL and TCL are, their purposes, and how they fit into the bigger picture of database management. By the end, you'll have a clear grasp of how to fetch data and control transactions with confidence. Let's begin our journey into the world of SQL. DQL stands for Data Query Language. It's a subset of SQL that focuses solely on fetching data from a database. Unlike other SQL commands, DQL is all about reading information, not changing it. This makes DQL perfect for situations where you need to view or analyze data without making any modifications. Think of DQL as your tool for asking questions and getting answers from your database safely and efficiently. Most common DQL command is select. This statement lets you retrieve data from one or more tables in your database. For example, if you want to see all the information stored in a table called student, you'd use the command select from student. The asterisk means you're asking for every column and every row in the table. It's a quick way to get a complete overview of your data. Sometimes you don't need all the data, just certain pieces. DQL allows you to select specific columns by nomming them in your select statement. For instance, select name marks from student will only show the names and marks of each student, leaving out other details. This is especially useful when you want to focus on particular information without clutter. DQL becomes even more powerful when you add conditions. The where clause lets you filter results based on specific criteria. For example, select from student where marks 60 will only show students who scored more than 60 marks. This helps you zero in on the data that matters most to your analysis or reporting. To sum up, DQL is your go-to for reading data from a database. It uses the select statement to fetch all or specific columns and the where clause to filter results. Remember, DQL never changes the data, it only lets you view it. This makes it safe for exploring and analyzing information without risk of accidental changes. Now let's shift gears to TCL, or Transaction Control Language. While DQL helps you fetch data, TCL is all about managing changes to your database. It gives you control over how and when changes are saved, allowing you to group operations into transactions and decide when to make them permanent or undo them if needed. Transaction is a sequence of database operations that are treated as a single unit. This means either all the operations succeed together or none do. Transactions are crucial for maintaining data integrity, especially in situations where multiple changes must be made together. TCL commands help you manage these transactions efficiently. The commit command is used to save all changes made during the current transaction. Once you issue a commit, the changes become permanent in the database and can't be undone. This is essential when you're sure that all your operations have been completed successfully and you want to make them official. You should use commit when you're confident that all your changes are correct and you want them to be stored permanently. For example, after updating student marks or adding new records, issuing a commit ensures that your work is saved and visible to others. It's a key step in reliable database management. Sometimes mistakes happen or you change your mind. The rollback command lets you undo all changes made since the last commit. This is incredibly useful if you spot an error or want to cancel a transaction before making it permanent. Rollback helps you maintain data accuracy and prevent unwanted updates. When you issue a rollback, the database cancels all changes made since your last commit. This means any inserts, updates, or deletes are reversed and the data returns to its previous state. It's a safety net for your transactions, ensuring you can recover from errors before they become permanent. SAVPOINT is a powerful TCL command that lets you set a marker within a transaction. You can then use rollback to that SAVPOINT to undo only part of your changes rather than the entire transaction. This is especially helpful in complex operations where you want more control over which changes to keep or discard. Imagine you're making several changes and want the option to undo just some of them. You can create a SAVPOINT, continue working, and if needed, roll back to that point. For example, after SAVPOINT SB1, you can later use rollback to SB1 to undo changes made after the save point while keeping earlier changes intact. To recap, TCL gives you control over how changes are handled in your database. Commit saves changes permanently, rollback undoes them, and SAVPOINT lets you set markers for partial rollbacks. Together, these commands help you manage transactions safely and efficiently. DQL and TCL serve different purposes in SQL. DQL is all about reading and analyzing data, while TCL focuses on managing changes and ensuring data integrity. Understanding when to use each is vital for effective database work. DQL is safe for exploration, and TCL is essential for reliable updates and corrections. Let's put these concepts into context. Imagine you're managing a student database. You use DQL to view student names and marks and TCL to ensure updates are saved or undone as needed. For instance, after updating marks, you might use commit to save or rollback if you spot an error. SAVPOINT helps if you want to undo only part of your changes. When using DQL, always specify only the columns you need to keep queries efficient. Use where clauses to filter results and avoid unnecessary data retrieval. This not only speeds up your queries but also makes your analysis more focused and relevant. With TCL, always double-check your changes before issuing a commit. Use SAV points during complex transactions for more control and don't hesitate to roll back if you notice mistakes. These habits help maintain data integrity and prevent accidental data loss. One common mistake is forgetting to commit after making important changes, which means your updates might be lost. Another is not using where in DQL, leading to overwhelming results. Also, not setting SAV points during long transactions can make it harder to undo specific changes. Being mindful of these pitfalls will make your database work smoother. Summary: DQL and TCL are foundational for anyone working with databases. DQL empowers you to fetch and analyze data safely, while TCL gives you the tools to manage changes confidently. By mastering these commands, you'll be well equipped to handle data retrieval and transaction control in any database environment. Thanks for watching and keep practicing your SQL skills.